Hey, everybody. Welcome to Garbage Time Sports. BT is here. Hootie Who is here, and we're going to get into it right now. So we're going to talk about the upcoming series and the playoffs between our beloved Chicago Bulls.
Representing.
Rep.
Wherever it is.
Yeah, it's over here somewhere. He's got it on a boob somewhere.
Yeah, I'm looking at the reflection here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So between the Chicago Bulls and, of course, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes. Do we eulogize them now? Because I don't want to be that fan. It's
I
just
know.
what.
But I'm also realistic.
Yeah, and what hope have they given us this year? Because they haven't won a single game against them. There's not really been a game where they've been in it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And Grayson Allen's a punk, man. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, and the only person that is out of note for the Chicago Bulls is still
Lonzo.
Lonzo.
Yeah, but we knew Zoe's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, they're keeping him out. They want to push it because they don't. They may see the same thing that we're seeing here.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with Mr. Plant. I'm hoping that the Bulls can at least pull off one win, so it's not
you're
a
hoping
sweep.
You're hoping to see, and that sounds so bad to say hoping, but like you're predicting a Bucks in 5.
I'm hoping I'm completely wrong, but yeah, I'm predicting the Bucks in 5, and I think that the Bulls will probably lose the first game and maybe win the next one, and then just lose the series.
I see the Bulls winning their first game at home, and then which is I think game 3.
Yeah, because they don't have home court advantage at all during any point. During this one.
At all. So I think the first 2 games are in Milwaukee. Then they go to Chicago for 2. But I got to be honest with you. I think they win the first game at the United Center, and then after that, it's over.
You don't think that they can carry that momentum and swing the series back in their favor?
I hope so, bro. I really do. I hope so.
The talent is there. That is where the frustration on my part lies, is because when you have DeMar DeRozan and you have Zach LaVine and you have Alex Caruso and you have
Kobe
Tristan
White,
Thompson
Tristan
and Toby
Thompson.
White, and you have this
Ayo
bench of
Dosunmu,
talent, Dosunmu, the diamond that he's become.
Yeah.
And you're not able to be Vooch. Apologies for leaving him out. But when you have this talent and you perform so well against, the teams that are the lessers.
Well, yeah, but whenever you walk out there and pistol whip blind kids, I mean, you got the job done, but was it really all that impressive?
Yeah, you got there Debo and the lesser man.
Exactly. And then when you come up against,
someone that'll punch you back in the mouth.
Yeah, you come up against the Heat, the Nets, the Bucks.
They expose you for the fraud, the soft coward that you are.
Yeah. Dog. DeMar, that was not directed at you. We love you.
No, I just wish that they would
you're right,
put some
bro.
effort into some of the things. Take some pride in how you play. Because I've seen a couple games where the ball started going in the wrong direction and the momentum was carrying and the other team had gone on a run.
And they let it.
And the Bulls just shut down.
They just said, "Oh, okay, it's over. We did it. We did our best."
And we played tight with them for 3 quarters. We're good here. And then the fourth quarter, they just gave up.
Yep. And that's...
And I don't want them to do what I'm doing. I don't want them to give up.
Yeah.
I may have given up, but I'm not on that team, and I can't make an impact on that
That's
court.
right. All I can do is cheer for them.
I hope LaVine and DeMar and Vooch don't give up like I've given up, but I don't have high hopes for them. Bucks in 5, and I actually have the Bucks versus the Suns in a rematch of the championship again.
I see that.
With the role being on the other foot this time. I think CP3 is getting his ring.
You know what? If it comes down to a Milwaukee Phoenix finals, I'm all in for CP3. I really am. Like, Giannis got his, Bobby got his. That was a big thing for me with the Bucks last year. I rooted for the Bucks all during the finals last year because of Bobby Portis being a Razorback. Okay, he got his. I'm done with that. That's over with. Bobby, best of luck to you, but I'm done with the Bucks. I don't want to. I'm all in for the Bulls, but let's be real. Like you said, you hope that LaVine and Vooch and DeRozan don't give up, and I think I'm with you. I hope they don't. One person we know doesn't have any quit in him, and that is the Bald Mamba. That dude doesn't know how to stop.
No, he plays hard no matter what.
He's down by 30. He's diving on the floor after balls. He's stealing the ball. He's going hard, man.
Which that's what we need. We need more of that mentality.
Yeah.
The problem is we have a lot of guys that they got burned on defense. Somebody hit a wide open 3. So then they go back down and they try to match. They miss their wide open three, and then they just give up.
Okay, well, now they're 3 points ahead, so it's over.
And then the other team comes back down, makes another three, and then we're down by 6, and it's like, oh, well, we can't overcome this.
Yeah, and it's like, you guys do understand that, talent speaking, y'all are one of the top tier teams in the league.
I think one of the flaws that really got exposed is one of the ones that was debated whenever DeMar was signed with the Bulls, is his lack of a 3-point shot. The Bulls don't have
a
3-point shot. Now, going into the All-Star break, they were one of the top teams statistically on percentage of three-pointers. And since the All-Star break, it's just completely fallen off. Now they're like 22nd.
Yeah, well, but that's the whole thing about percentage-wise, though. We had a high percentage of 3-point makes, but they just weren't taking very many 3-point shots to start with. So when they were, they were clean.
It's like DeMar. He doesn't take 3-point shots, but he also has a 30-something percent 3-point shooting average, but he doesn't take a lot of threes.
I would say if you make 3 out of 9.
So whenever you fall behind by 20 points and the other team is just, you can't stop them,
then
it's hard to play catch up because you don't have an equalizer to shoot threes and get you back in.
And and that's something that the Bulls are going to have to focus in on, is finding a 3-point shooter. Finding a
Zach can't be your 3-point threat when currently Zach is the 3-point threat, and Javonte Green, who's your power forward. So
that's strange. And you and I have both. Vooch, your center.
Those are your 3-point shooters.
You got your 7-foot sniper out there. Which I know that the league is rampant with 7-foot snipers. I know that, but at the same time, it's like Vooch. Whenever you push, Vooch isn't just tall. That dude's huge. He's big. He's got some meat on him.
Yes.
And if he pushes his way around in the paint, that's always a big night.
That's usually the way that it goes, is if he works his way from the inside out, then he's open to make those threes because they're pressing on the middle, trying to keep him from dominating near the basket.
Because he will.
And the problem is he gets out there on the wings and he just jacks up threes. And
then he starts thinking he's a shooting guard, so he just stops and posts up for a 3 on the 3-point line. You're like, bro, stop. Get down low, bro. You're 7 foot. Get down there. But I'm going to go ahead and side with you. I think it's going to be the Bucks in 5. I think that the Bulls win Game 3. I think they lose 1-2, and then they lose 4 and 5.
At least neither one of us think they're getting swept. But statistically, it looks like they should be swept.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't. I hope we're wrong, man. I hope they take Milwaukee out.
I hope it's a tight series and it's fun to watch all the way.
Yeah. That's
I just don't see it being a Bulls dominating sweep of the Bucks.
No, sir.
Not the way Drew Holiday's been playing.
No, dude.
Not at all.
But, okay, so kind of giving the devil his due, Milwaukee, that's a serious ball team, bro. That is. Grayson Allen's a punk, but you got Giannis, who, come on, he's the Greek freak. He is what he is.
I'm laughing at the Grayson Allen's a punk. Just got to make sure that first.
Yeah, no, I want to make sure that everyone understands Grayson Allen is a punk. And then you got a lot of talent, too. Grayson Allen's a talented ball player. He really is. He's just a punk.
How do you feel about Grayson Allen? Well, have you ever heard of Tupac's Hit 'Em Up?
Yeah. Yes. That's it. Where was I going with all that?
Jokes.
Oh, yeah. But you got Giannis, you got Bobby, you got Drew Holiday, bro.
Yeah.
You got Chris Middleton. You've got, golly, that's a hard team to beat.
Yeah. Got the Vince show coming off the bench.
Yeah. DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo.
Yeah, DiVincenzo, yeah. There's a lot of those, for the Bulls, they had Archie Diacono. And people were
they did.
People were like, oh, his name's Archie? I'm like, no, that's his last name. Archie Diacono is his last name. They're like, what? I was like, yeah.
Oh,
that's a mouthful.
Completely unrelated in a way, but he was on the Windy City Bulls earlier this year. McClung. Did you see that dunk? Did I share that dunk with you that he pulled off? My God, I did not know he had those hops.
Oh man, I've seen Mac McClung just. Yeah, bro, that dude's crazy.
Yeah, he's no longer a part of the Bulls franchise. They let him go.
Of course, they only had him on like a 10-day, didn't they?
No, yeah, they were just trying him out really to see if they wanted to keep. But they had him a long time on the. Well, they had him on a 2-way, but they had him for a long time during the early part of the season.
Yeah,
and then I guess they decided they couldn't keep him and let him go. They didn't need another guard.
No. Well, okay, so I agree with that. Well, but then next year we're gonna have Lonzo. Well, Lonzo should be back, and Lonzo is a three-point shooter.
Because you look at it, you got Levine, you got Lonzo, you got Caruso, you got Dosunmu.
Yeah, you really don't.
You got Matt Thomas.
Yeah,
and then you have another guard. No, not necessarily.
Yeah, you're right.
Matt Thomas doesn't even really play.
Yeah, that's very true.
Correction. Matt Thomas has no business playing.
Hey, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, that's just what it is. Anyway, so
go Bulls,
go Bulls. Yeah,
Bucks and 5.
Yeah, Bucks. I know. That's why I feel so stupid. We're like, yeah, the Bulls clinched the playoffs, baby. We're Bulls fans around here. So what do you see happening? Bucks and 5.
That's like, no.
It could have been worse. I could have said Bucks and 4.
Yeah, we're also former degenerate gamblers, and we have a hard time placing a bet on something we know is a sucker bet.
That's right. What, I look like a sucker to you, fool? Come on now. So yeah, there's other basketball teams that'll start playing soon too. We don't know what they are.
Yeah, well, there's obviously going to have your favorites that are going to try to dominate, like the Suns out west.
Yeah. Of course, I mean Brooklyn's going to do everything they can to make a run on the East.
Interesting story about where's Ben Simmons now? Brooklyn, right?
Brooklyn, yeah.
He's planning on starting his first game of the season, Game 4. He is committed to starting Game 4, so he will get to play. The question will be, what are they looking at? Facing a deficit?
Here's the whole thing. Ben Simmons says, "I'll start playing for y'all Game 4." Don't you know Kyrie's like, Game 4, this thing be over in 3. And they're like, it's a 7-game series. He's like, I'm Kyrie Irving. It'll be over in 3 games.
Kyrie has been going on.
He has been, bro. That dude is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible.
Yeah. He absolutely is. They're going to be a tough out regardless. So even if Chicago manages to get past Milwaukee,
then we got to go past my homeboy Tyler down in South Beach. We got to get past, well, I mean, I guess Miami will play Brooklyn first, won't they?
I'd have to look at the actual playoff standings.
Either way,
if
we get past Milwaukee, we're going to end up having to go up against Brooklyn or against Miami. And I mean, these are tough teams. Boston,
these teams that have already given
Philadelphia,
you so much trouble. Philly.
I mean, Philadelphia is going to be a problem.
Embiid is the favorite right now to probably represent in the Eastern Conference because people don't think the Bucks have in them what they had last year.
I don't think they do. They
haven't shown it this year, but
they've won a lot. But
I'm never going to count out Giannis at this point in the playoff time.
Yeah.
And Holiday has been killing it. While Kyrie's been killing it, Holiday's been killing it too.
Yeah, it's true.
And Middleton's a superstar.
Yeah.
And Portis, you and I think he's a superstar, but I think one day he's going to step up and be
an actual superstar, not just a crucial element coming off the bench.
Yeah.
I think Bobby Portis could end up in the later part of his career being somebody's franchise player.
Yeah, because he's got all the talent in the world. He's got the height to play a power forward or a center.
Yeah, and dude's got a lot of heart, man. He's got that can-do, will-do kind of thing going, man, and I really respect that about Bobby Portis.
I know we're wanting to jump off of the NBA here and move forward, but did you see Patrick Beverley's reaction to winning a play-in game? Oh, my God. It's equivalent to when Kobe Bryant jumped on the scorer's table when he won his first championship.
Right.
It was a play-in game. Come on, Pat. Yeah, and I know you've never missed the playoffs your entire career, which that in itself is impressive.
It is.
And obviously you can't take away that Patrick Beverley would have played an impact because whenever he plays, whether you love him or hate him, people around here like him because he's a hog.
Yeah.
But people elsewhere hate him because he's a pest. And
he
has been known for taking some cheap shots like that shove against CP3 last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Which was bogus, man. That was a Grayson Allen move.
Yes, absolutely.
Is anyone confused about how I feel about Grayson Allen? I just want to make sure. Okay. All right. We'll move on. But you're right.
Like you've been there before, bro. Come on.
Well, I mean, in his press conference, like I saw it where like he pulls a beer up, was just chilling, just like he's not even at that press conference. I'm like, Pat Bev. Don't get me wrong, dude's a fantastic ball player.
Yeah, he always was.
But homeboy's a diva.
Yeah, he is a space case in the head a little bit.
Yeah.
Which he was whenever he was at Arkansas. He was one of the ones that we'd worry he'd go out there and call too many timeouts.
You're like, bro, not Ron Artest. It would kind of remind you of him, Meta or whatever you call him now. But
yeah, I mean, I've always respected the fact that people give him crap because he's a pest. He's out there just to irritate your point guard.
Yep.
And
he does a good job at it.
And he does a damn good job at it. But like whenever he was going up against DeMar, and DeMar made the shot, Bev went down, and then DeMar just stands over him and cymbals too short and walks on. That's kind of the attitude that people have whenever he does things like this.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to act a certain way, you got to be ready for people to act a certain way back to you.
Yeah, so I hope that he enjoys this run. I don't see Minnesota really being a contender. If they were a contender, it would be because of Karl Anthony Towns more than it would be because of Patrick Beverley.
What do you mean? Cat's more of a franchise player than Pat Bev?
But
Cat over Pat? Is that what I'm hearing?
But I'll guarantee this, as a Hog fan, seeing Pat and his development, you will damn sure know you played against the Timberwolves this series. But you'll know you played against them, that's for sure. Beverly won't let you forget that.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, so basketball is working into the playoffs, and we'll be diving deeper into that every
we'll just
episode.
Keep following up on it, and hopefully we're wrong.
Yeah, hopefully we're wrong, man. Hopefully by our next show, we'll be like, so the Bulls pulled it out. That was crazy. Who knows? We'll find out. So I want to talk, switch gears a tiny bit here. Let's talk about baseball. I tell you what, I'm going to let you do it because I keep on messing up this gentleman's name, the pitcher for the Dodgers.
Oh, Clayton Kershaw?
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw, bro. Good Lord.
Ridiculously talented pitcher, former Cy Young winner, and he's thrown a perfect game in the past.
Yeah, and so it was earlier this week or
Thursday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Wait, Wednesday. Wednesday,
yeah. I would say it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before.
Day before.
Okay, so midway through this week, he is pitching a no-hitter.
A perfect game through 7 innings.
Yeah, a perfect game through seven full innings.
Yeah, two more innings to go, and it's yours.
Yeah, and so what's he do? He opts out. He allows. He saves his arm.
Yeah, because he's already coming back on a pitch count. I believe he's coming back from a surgery.
Yeah.
So there's the concerns of him not wanting to overdo his arm just for one win. But he was dancing with history, dog.
I agree. That's my thing. So here's
it's baseball.
So here is my question for you. His move: selfless or selfish? What do you see it as?
I see it as, at the end of the day, selfless. He did make the sacrifice where he sacrificed his name being etched in immortality, especially if he pitches a second no-hitter, second perfect game.
Yeah, I mean, bro, that right there has solidified your name in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no doubt for sure, and also a name because you know how baseball historians are about baseball history.
Absolutely.
They will never forget him.
No.
They're already going to not forget him because he's a championship-winning pitcher.
And a Cy Young.
And a Cy Young Award winner. But this act that he did is he gave up his chance of having another, accolade attached to his name for the better good of his team.
Yeah.
Because he knows that he's no good to his team if he goes another 2 innings, blows out his arm, and then they're having to recoup and revamp the rotation, trying to work around him being out whenever if they're going to win another championship in Los Angeles, Kershaw is going to be one of the main catalysts for that'd be why. I think it was
agree.
A selfish act, not selfish.
I agree 100%. I mean, you covered everything the way I feel about it. I think that I'm with you. I think it was a selfless act. I think it was not I'm trying to take care of myself. I think it was if I take care of myself now, I can take care of my team further into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was how some people were looking at it. Is he being selfish? Is he, saying, ow, I don't want to risk further hurting myself and money?
Because I'm telling you right now, bro, if I'm that close to a perfect game, and even if I've got a little I don't know, something's going on, I'm trying for that perfect game. You know what I'm saying?
We've all seen that Kevin Costner movie, right? Where it's like, you got to keep going, right? The arms don't have much in it, but there's history here.
And
it's how romantic baseball is really what it is.
It really is, man.
It's such a beautiful sport if you look at it in its simplest form of just pitching the ball and catching it.
Yep.
And hitting, swinging and trying to hit it. It's so beautiful that what he was almost about to accomplish, and then he, with forethought, says, no, I can tell I'm pushing myself here. I need to take myself out so we can win this game and the next one, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So I know, I mean, we're going to stay on baseball, but I am going to kind of dance back and forth a little bit. Like, for instance, I was watching the Razorback baseball game last night. We had a pop-up into shallow right field last night that brought back flashbacks from 2018 from that first base line pop-up that Carson Shaddy called off the right fielder and the first baseman in order to miss it and lose us the College World Series.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone can tell how upset I still am about that.
That was a tough one because that's a blown fundamental. Well, it's one thing to lose it on an awful bounce. It's another thing.
But, bro, you're the second baseman, and you ran to a place you had no business being.
Shouldn't have called off that other infielder.
Yeah, you shouldn't have called off anybody. You should have stayed your ass right where you were. You know, I mean, that's the way I felt about it. But anyway, neither here nor there. Last night, Robert Moore, who is our second baseman, but I'm not comparing to Carson Shaddy because there's a reason they call this cat Mr. Baseball. But he lost it in the light or something, and he missed a pop-up last night. Oh, God, he gave me heart palpitations. But we did end up winning last night, so that's good. We'll talk more about that as we get into Razorback stuff, but I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. So we're talking about how romantic baseball is, and really that's a good word for it because it is. You know, baseball isn't only about the here and now this season.
Yeah, no.
It's about last season. It's about 100 years ago.
The history plays a factor. As weird as it is, the history plays a factor in now because it does matter. You are taking the field with those ghosts that have done that before you because there's a heaviness and a weight. Like if you are a pitcher and you're pitching at Yankee Stadium, that is something that is really heavy. You got to think that a few people have done it and done it well.
Yeah, I mean, the pitcher's mound. It's like a hallowed ground, you know? Like if you're standing there, you're sitting there going, my God, Mariano Rivera has pitched from here. Roger Clemens has pitched from here. You know, go down the line of all the greats. They've pitched right here.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong. I know that you get that in all the sports, but it's just something different about baseball, you know?
It's a fully American pastime for one.
Yeah. Absolutely. It is the great American pastime.
Technically, basketball has become more global, and it did originate as an American thing.
Sure.
But, I mean, baseball, that for a long time, it is rooted in American history, for better or worse.
Yeah.
But you follow the culture, you follow baseball, it parallels one another. It's pretty fascinating to actually watch it.
I would say, and to see how it has gone global has been really
And
neat
if
too.
you have, I guess, 12 hours of your life to kill, there's this fantastic documentary that Ken Burns has put together where he talks about the history of baseball and how romantic it can be. Again, it's very, very long, very heavy. It's a PBS documentary, but it's fantastically done. And it encompasses all of the ups, the downs, and everything in between. So it kind of tells you.
What's the documentary called? Do you remember?
Baseball.
It's just called Baseball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ken Burns Baseball, I believe is what it's called.
I'll have to look it up because I actually could kill 12 hours on it.
You would probably love it because, I mean, it starts at the beginning and takes you through it, but it tells you the White Sox scandal and tells you about how that happened.
Yeah.
Names of players
Yeah,
and interviews.
man, that's awesome.
And it takes you all the way through modern times up until the time I think it was made, which would have been... You would still know all of the active players at that time because it would have been when we were younger.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check that out sometime. I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, so you had talked to me earlier because we were like, well, you know, do we even have any hockey fans in here? And I was like, not besides me. And you're like, you're a hockey fan? I was like, I like hockey. I don't understand hockey yet. But, like, honestly, and I'd even told you.
I watched the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, like, I watched the Mighty Ducks like 3 times, okay? Emilio Estevez is the coach of the Anaheim Ducks, okay?
Flying V all the way, man.
Yeah, that's the only way to do this, okay? Knuckle pucks all the way. Keenan Thompson was probably the best player that ever played for Anaheim.
Knuckle.
And don't forget about Joshua Jackson. You know, he did great, too, so... But, you know, Emilio, it's like, that's a movie. That's not a real team. Get out of here. I recently this year have decided, like I've seen hockey before, all this kind of stuff, whatever, but I never paid attention to it. Even right now, I don't know all the rules or even if there are any. But this year I decided, you know what? I think hockey is something that I think I would enjoy, so I'm going to try to watch it. Bro, I love hockey. Hockey is...
It's a lot of fun.
Bro, it's dope.
It's like if someone took soccer and made it fun. Because it's a lot of the same.
It's the
rules.
most popular sport in the entire world, and you're like, it sucks. And I agree. That's why it's funny. I'm like, yeah, soccer kind of sucks.
It's a communist plot.
Good stuff. Yeah.
But no, I really love hockey. I've been a Dallas Stars fan going back to when I was a little kid. I'm from the Dallas area, and they're a local team around here as far as for us to kind of be able to
the next
venture
closest
and
thing would
see.
be St. Louis.
Yeah, so and I didn't like the Blues, so it was Dallas Stars, man. So I went through the championship years of the '90s where Madonna and they actually won championship.
Yeah.
To the years where it wasn't quite as fruitful and was a struggle.
All
and
the
then,
rest of them.
Yeah, and then even now where it's just ups and downs.
Sure. Well, so like I said, I'm just now getting into it, but because of even what you just said,
We
because
should
of
go to a hockey game sometime.
we should. I'm down. I am
I know
so down.
I'm almost certain that neither of our wives would want to go anywhere near a hockey.
I don't know. My wife has even said that she would go with me. I think it
Really?
would just be just to go.
Just to get out. Of the
Yeah,
house.
just to get out of the house because like we're hermits.
And get to wear a sweater.
Yeah, and it's summer and I get to wear this cute sweater inside this rink, and I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever, man. I'll be like,
whatever
and then
gets
she
you-
comes out in an actual like crocheted sweater. I'll be like, oh, I thought you meant like a hockey sweater.
Whenever she shows up and she's a diehard, then you'll be like, "What?"
Yeah, she'll be like, let's go Stars.
Yeah, I have a cousin.
Red ice.
I have a cousin. She's a diehard Stars fan. Like she season ticket holder, goes to games, I believe, because she posts
Sweet.
constantly from the Stars arena at the games. So diehard fan.
Friend
Shout
of
out
mine.
Jenny.
Yeah, what up? So a friend of mine that I grew up with, her name is Amanda. Her and her husband Marcus, they went to a Stars game a few weeks ago, and they were wearing sweaters, hockey sweaters, for the Letterkenny Irish. I was like, get out, get out.
That's good.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
I'd like to get one from like the movie Goon.
Yeah,
Get one of
man.
those.
Yeah. Get one from that. I would say get you a Mighty Ducks one, but like they just look like the Anaheim Ducks
Well, that's
jerseys. So.
that the funny thing about that is because Disney owned the Anaheim
Yeah.
Ducks, so
they also own the Angels.
so it made sense that they
Yeah.
made the movie.
Yeah, it's just like Angels in the
Yeah,
outfield.
completely off subject, but also on subject. Come on, Disney Plus, release Angels in the Outfield.
For real,
Give it to us already.
What is wrong with you? Give us that movie.
How long have we had Disney Plus out? Like 3 years now? Come on, put the
Yeah.
damn movie on there, Disney.
Yeah, Disney doing everything else, putting all kinds of stuff everywhere. We just want Angels in the outfield.
Yeah, I just want Christopher Lloyd and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was the kid.
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. Tony Danza.
Tony Danza. Yeah.
No.
Hold me closer, Tony Danza.
No, it's not Tony Danza, is it?
It is Tony Danza.
Oh yeah, from Who's the Boss? Yeah.
Mel Clark.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, Mel Clark. You got an angel with you right now.
Yeah.
Kid sees an angel.
By the way,
That's signal.
the worst pitching form ever. It's like he never even tried to make.
No,
it
he
look
never
like a
even learned. He didn't even watch someone pitch. He was just like, I'll just do this.
Yeah.
Just grunt every time.
It was one of the worst performances as far as trying to seem like you're a baseball player. But I still love that movie because
it's a classic, man. It's great. It's a great
God's
movie.
thumbnail.
Yeah, it's God's thumbnail. The crescent moon is God's thumbnail. That kid was great.
Whatever happened to kid?
I don't know.
We'll look it up.
Never to be seen again. Where were we going with all that? We got caught. Oh yeah, hockey. So you had said that because you were from Dallas, during that time you were a
Dallas Stars fan.
a Stars fan, a Cowboys fan, which you still are, and a Rangers fan,
Yeah,
which
Texas
I thought
Rangers.
was blasphemous and gross. My wife's a Rangers fan, so
See, I loved the Texas Rangers. Even now, they have my heart in a lot of ways.
sure. Well,
but-
I mean, let's be honest. The Rangers, they kind of have the same vibe as the Cowboys, like America's team. But then you're like, well, the Yankees are kind of that.
I
but-
guess what really kind of took me away from it was I didn't have cable growing up. I just had regular ass antenna. So I was
Right.
able to get like the game of the week, which was like the Yankees and the Braves and all of the top teams that were dominating in the 90s. And then I also was able to get like the more local games, which
Yeah.
were either Cardinals or the Rangers.
Right.
And I kind of glommed on to the Rangers because I loved watching baseball. The
Right.
thing about it was I still enjoyed watching the Yankees win. And as a kid, you're always going to be a front runner as a kid when you
Yeah.
don't have an allegiance, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So I jumped onto the Yankees franchise and
and-
became a real big Yankees fan. Immersed myself in their history, learned about the history of the team, started rooting for them, and got really, 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 really invested in it emotionally.
Yeah.
So that 04 Red Sox season really got me. 03,
Right.
03.
Yeah.
It really hit me hard because I hated Boston Red Sox. With
Yeah, of course we do. But I mean, that's the same story for me. You know, as a young kid, you know, you want to cheer for the front runner, and so yeah, I've been a Yankees fan my whole life. I've been a Cowboys fan my whole life, which back when I was a kid, they were front runners. They were
right. That's the thing is we were front runner. If you look at the teams we like now, we were front runners. But
when we were kids,
now we're not front runners. Now we're just mocked because we like a team that was successful when we were kids.
Well, you know, that's fine. The Bulls, the Cowboys, the Yankees.
I didn't have cable, but Michael Jordan was on NBC playing every week.
That's right.
So,
which unless you have specifically NBC Chicago, you ain't watching the Bulls if you're from where we're from.
Yeah, don't we know it? You have to have a season pass now.
Okay, so moving off that, I kind of want to just tell you. First off, I want to tell you a little story about a kid that I can't really say I know him, but I know his family, and so I've been keeping up with him. He is a young man, junior in high school, I believe. Highly recruited football player, and his father posts on Facebook, you know, because they are being recruited, that, you know, he's like, where in the whatever conference, whether it be ACC, Big Ten, WCC, SEC, whatever conference, where in the conference is William? So every time I see it and it says where in the SEC is William, I always comment on Will, who is William's father. I always comment on Will's post. I'm like, come on, Fayetteville. I want to see this kid wearing cardinal and white. I want to see him a Razorback, because let me tell you something about this kid. No matter where he goes, he is going to add something to that program. This kid is a monster. You know, I haven't seen his parents or his sister in probably let's call it like 20 years, because they moved away. But I don't know, they just made such an impact in my life that I still have that love and adoration for these people.
It absolutely must, if after 20 years you're still keeping up with this person, and you may not be invested as deep as, you know, someone that interacts with them daily is,
right?
But you still have a vetted interest in them, and you want to see them succeed and be happy.
Yeah, exactly. And William is from everything I could tell, which once again, hey, I'm basing this all off of his dad's Facebook page, but at the same time, you know, William seems to be a very, very well-rounded young man. But listen, first off, he does, in fact, do his father justice. They are both giants, okay? They are big men. They are refrigerators that can move and move very well, okay? But William, unfortunately for William, golly, I feel so bad for him. He has been spending this week or the past few days and on into the weekend, I'm certain, in Gainesville, Florida. And I'm like, no. You'll end up a serial killer or something, or on SEC Network.
Florida man.
Yeah, you know, so we even talked about that last week. You know, I'm like, let's get him out of Gainesville. See, I'd rather see him in Stark Vegas than in Gainesville. And I'm not a Mississippi State fan in any way, shape, or form.
Stark Vegas.
Yeah, Stark Vegas, baby. You know, there's really only one place for a good Christian young man like that to be, and that's Fayetteville, Arkansas, I would say. They're from Alabama, or they live in Alabama. So, needless to say, Tuscaloosa would be a terrible place for you to be, even though it's probably the best place for you to go. I'm just saying. But anyway, he's an offensive lineman, or at least that's the position he had on his.
I mean, he doesn't want to
tag.
go to like a no-name place like Alabama, and end up with nothing ever happening.
Yeah, like what the Crimson Tide? Who's even heard of that in the world of football, right?
Play for some no-name coach.
Right, yeah, for some no-name coach. Nick's listening right now being like, I hate these two. Like, as if he would listen to our show. But still. But anyway.
Which one's Beavis? Which one's Butthead?
Yeah, right.
That answers that.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, of course, I would like to see this young man come back to Arkansas, or for him to come to Arkansas. He wasn't around whenever they left Arkansas.
Yeah. But he knows nothing of the Arkansas area, really, other than
what he's been taught. I mean, he might have been might have visited here. I don't know, but
obviously you don't think he grew up here though. He's
no. They had moved to Alabama when Brittany was still really, really little, and like I said, she's in law school now. So I mean, that's impressive in itself. But this is just a really great family that
it sounds like he's a remarkable man. Sounds like he has a remarkable young man that he's raised and a remarkable daughter. So kudos to him and his wife.
And I'm about to say, and you know what? It wouldn't be enough if I didn't at least mention Miss Altonet, man. She is such a wonderful woman, and I
probably the one that's really responsible.
Yeah, probably so, man.
We just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. But either way, I haven't seen them or really actually spoke to them in like I said, probably 20 years. But just that family has always held a special place in my heart. And so I just really wanted to give a shout out to William and say, hey, woo pig, and maybe you should bring yourself on to Fayetteville and play some ball for Coach Pitt. All right. So speaking of the Arkansas Razorbacks, I don't really know of much going on with football right now. Besides just
the usual,
spring
waiting
red
on
white games coming on
to begin, and
but I do want to kind of talk a little basketball for a minute, because a lot of people, like we've said, a lot of people seem to be freaking out about a lot of the transfers out, a lot of people declaring for the draft, right?
Yeah, even nationally, we went from being thought of as like predicted number one,
the next winners of the Natty.
To now they don't even think that we're gonna, perhaps be very competitive in our own conference.
Yeah, which to me sounds outrageous.
It sounds crazy because they already knew who was leaving, with the exception of Jalen.
Right. Jalen Williams was the question mark, but all signs point to Jalen being a first-round draft pick. And if that's the case,
Still hasn't signed with the agent, has he?
No, he is maintaining eligibility. That was his thing, and that he was going to...
I know Stanley did say in his...
That he hired an agent. But it's the same thing with JD. JD Note did the exact same thing. He hired an agent. But here's the deal. Like, a lot of people, and same thing with Chris Likes. People are like, man...
I still feel like Likes could use some seasoning.
And I'm like, he's used his eligibility.
Yeah.
He can't come back no matter what. Same thing with Stan. Same thing with Trey Wade. These guys, they were done. Their eligibility was used up. They can't come back. Why would they not declare for the draft? Or
that way they let those prospects, those scouts know.
Yeah, hey, yo, what's up? I'm here.
Yeah, I'm out here. If you guys want to meet me for a workout or something, I'm available.
Well, and I'm pretty sure JD Note has already gone for a workout with some pro teams, and so is Jalen Williams. Which, hey, that's great. That's what they need to be doing.
Until he signs with an agent, there's nothing they can do. He's still eligible.
Exactly. He's still eligible to play. I would not plan to see Jalen Williams back. My own personal opinion. I hope I'm wrong, because I think that he honestly, even though he is really something special, I think another year in college would do him good. That's just my opinion. It's not because I'm saying he's not ready. I'm saying I think he would be better.
It's the NBA. We've seen people like Andrew Bynum and Kevin Garnett and Kobe Bryant come out of high school and go into the NBA.
That's right.
And some have more success than others, as those names I just read off to you.
Right.
But you do have people that make a long career out of it, even though when they came into the league, they were a little green.
Yeah, right. Look at LeBron James' career. My gosh, he's going on 20 years. This is his 19th season.
It is true, and he had to go through some growing pains as well. Now, whenever he came in and he was automatically at an NBA level.
Yeah,
so that he didn't have to acclimate to playing NBA level basketball quite like that.
He had to figure out what he was doing.
Yeah, he had to figure out where he was on a pretty lousy Cleveland Cavaliers team.
Yeah. And he's, obviously he's had a great career.
When your number two is Larry Hughes and Eric Snow, what are you?
Yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Well, LeBron made lemonade. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way that is. Anyway, so to address that, people getting worried about the people declaring. Everyone who's declaring for the draft, we already knew was going to do that, or we were going to lose.
Or we had
way.
anticipated that we were going to lose.
Right. So don't get hung up on Stanley Umude just hired an agent. Well, yeah, he couldn't come back anyway. So I hope that Stan gets picked up. I hope that all these guys have good careers. I hope Chris Likes gets picked up. It's unlikely at 5'7", and that's just the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With some cheese on it.
Not everybody's got Isaiah Thomas, the current Isaiah.
Yeah,
Thomas.
right.
Not everybody has that level of skill where your size, being undersized, doesn't matter when you can play ball like that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Earl Boykins, Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, Muggsy. So something I do want to talk about though on one of our graduates who used up eligibility, really made a name for himself in the tournament this past year. A few weeks ago. I say this past year like it's been a long time. Trey Wade. Trey Wade is finding his way into professional sports in a different way, and he is going to be trying. He's going for an NFL tryout. Look, bro, he's built. He's built like a tight end, you know what I'm saying?
Like the position that he's participating in workouts for.
Yeah, he's participating in workouts to be a tight end.
And we have the NFL Combine coming up and the workouts, and the draft's in April, right? Still in April, or they push it to May now?
I think it's in May. I don't know that. I'm probably wrong, but I think it's in May.
It used to be late April.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's in late May now.
Oh.
Well, no, because July is NBA, right? Or is that in August? Hell, I don't remember. No, it has to be in July because August season starts. It's the longest season ever. It's like a 10-month basketball season. But anyway.
Thursday, April 28th through April 30th.
Okay, well, then I was wrong. It's still
Very
late
end
April.
of April.
Okay, so we'll hope to see Trey Wade's name get called and get picked up.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
If not, he's signed, so he's gone, though.
Well, yeah, but once again, he was a graduate transfer.
He was a graduate transfer.
Yeah, he was a graduate transfer, so his eligibility was up no matter what. So I think that he's making a fantastic move because, like I said, this dude ain't built like a guard.
He was always a bruiser to begin with.
Yeah, like he was in there to do damage, bro.
Play physical, set some screens.
Yeah, that's right. And he's built like a tight end. That's where he's working out at. I think he could be very successful.
It's one of those things, LeBron James at one time considered going to NFL as well, and he said he would have played tight end. Could you imagine?
God,
LeBron
that'd be a
James,
huge tight end.
right?
Oh my gosh. That's a big guy, bro.
That's the one thing I've always often wondered is these players that have these offers to do multi-sports. Not everybody can be Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Like Deion's body type, size, and everything fit perfect to play the multi-sports he wanted to play.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, what's he going to be, a lineman?
Yeah,
and
that's
even at a lineman, he's so large, they're going to go down low, and they're going to take his knees out, and then he's going to have a very short career.
True that.
So it's one of those things that while you're incredibly talented, I think you're picking the right thing for you. And in this case, Wade is built like a brick, house.
Yeah, that's right, man.
And I wouldn't mess with him. So hopefully those skills can translate, and he can at least get a fair look.
Yeah. The good news is, he's got some legs under him because he's been playing basketball. You know what I mean?
And he's very athletic.
Yeah, he is. He's somehow with the way he's built, he's so big, but he's very athletic, and I think he's going to do well. I hope he does really well. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll keep everybody posted on that. The last thing really I want to talk about with the Razorbacks is just like we hung some new banners, man.
We did. I actually shared the post yesterday after I first saw it, and I noticed that upon resharing it, C. Wayne actually pointed this out to us that it cut off the part of the banners that was actually the whole point of the post.
Yeah, was it the current ones?
Yeah, the current ones. So I reposted it this morning where you can see the full banners, but it's beautiful. That's the practice facility.
Yeah, Eddie Sutton practice gym, right?
Yeah, so now they have finally got up the Elite 8 banners and the Sweet 16 banners all on full display. And here's the hoping that there's a championship banner going up there next year.
Look, I think, of course, I called my shot this year. I tell you, I've already called the shot for this next year too, because I believe what I believe. Because I think whenever you have the right coach in the right place and the right talent, especially Eric Musselman has proven he's got an eye for that kind of talent,
and he has this connection with these players and these recruits. That reminds me of when John Calipari was younger and first starting doing his thing with the one and dones.
Yeah,
with highly controversial because you go out and you get a player he's only going to be there 1 year before he's going pro. Well, look what's happened with the game of college basketball.
Yeah.
That is the name of the game now, so you have to play it too.
Yeah.
And Muss is so cool. He's out there meeting these recruits and just winning them over left and right.
Yeah.
And it's correlating and translating to wins on the court because he's also a damn fine basketball coach.
Yeah, he is. He knows the game, man. Saw something pretty cool. Venus Williams was at Bud Walton a few days back, meeting with Coach Muss and Danielle Musselman. So I don't know what for.
New tennis coach?
Yeah, come on. If anyone could pull it off, it's that €100 check. He's like, hey, Venus, look, let's talk.
It's like, don't worry, I'll write a check with some zeros.
Yeah, don't worry. Look, I'm going to put a bunch of zeros down. You put whatever number you want in front of the zeros. We'll be fine.
You show me where the decimal goes.
Yeah, you just show me where that decimal goes. It's fine. It's like, boy, there's a lot of zeros after that decimal. Are you sure?
It's like, did you go to school?
So, man, I don't know. I think that's pretty much it, don't you? All right, man. Well, hey, thank you guys for checking out Garbage Time Sports with Hoot and B.T. We appreciate you so much. We'll be back next week with some more stuff and things and balls.
More sports ball.
More sports ball. Making good tries out there. Diving for touch passes, all that kind of stuff. He's shaking his head no at me. Jeez. All right. Sheesh. All right, man. Thank you, guys. We will see y'all next week.
Bye.